Good morning, students. You are welcome in the video number 8 of the chapter of chemical thermodynamics. In the last video number 7, we have studied concept of maximum work followed by expression for maximum work during reversible isothermal process. There we have studied, in order to obtain the maximum work, the process should be reversible. Process must be taking place in large number of small steps. Process should be slow, and at each step of conversion of initial state to the final state, there must be a free maintenance of thermodynamic state of equilibrium. There we have studied that in order to obtain the maximum work, the opposing force should be very high, but that must be infinitesimally smaller by magnitude than that of the acting force. The difference between acting force and opposing force should be very less, such that the process is taking place slowly. Expansion is a slow process at that time, and maximum amount of work can be obtained. Expression for maximum work we have studied. Whenever a change in volume is given during the expansion, final volume increases. V2 is greater than V1, and if that change in volume is given, we have seen the expression as W max is equal to minus 2.303 nRT log to the base 10 of V2 upon V1. Instead of change in volume, if change in pressure is given at that time, according to Boyle's law, we have studied that V2 upon V1 is replaced by P1 upon P2, and we can write the equation for W max as that is equal to minus 2.303 nRT log to the base 10 of P1 upon P2. Now the next point is internal energy in the chapter of thermodynamics. The next point which we have to study is nothing but internal energy. It is indicated by symbol U. U is the symbol designation used for internal energy. So what is internal energy? Any system is associated with certain forms of energy. Energy due to position of the particles, energy due to motion of the particles, energy due to forces of attraction among the particles. There are different forms of energy associated with the system, and a summation of all the various forms of energy associated with system is known as internal energy. Any system is associated with the different forms of energy, and all the summation of various forms of energy associated with a system is known as its internal energy. We have studied while studying the state function as internal energy is a state function. We have seen in all 4 state functions up to this level. They are pressure, volume, temperature and internal energy. Those are the 4 state functions we have studied. 4 state functions we have seen. So internal energy is also a state function. Therefore, change in internal energy can be calculated as delta U minus u1, and as usual we know u1 is internal energy in the initial state of system and u2 is the internal energy in the final state of the system. The difference between internal energy of final state of system and the internal energy of initial state of the system, this difference is known as change in internal energy. So change in internal energy can be calculated, that is a state function. How the change in internal energy take place, that we have to study here. How a change in internal energy take place. Suppose u1 is the initial internal energy. How it is changing, how it increases or decreases. For that purpose we have studied that whenever any system is heated, if any system is heated, what happen? System will absorb the heat. Absorption of heat take place means energy of system increases by absorption of heat, and absorption of heat is nothing but plus q. Plus q is the absorption of heat, and by absorption of heat energy of system increases. So internal energy initially at start it is u1, it get increased whenever the system is heated. We have studied one more fact, work of expansion and work of compression. What is work of expansion? Is it positive work or negative work? Negative work. Work of expansion is negative work, and that work of expansion is the work done by system to the surrounding. What is work of compression? Work of compression is a positive work, and that is the work done by surrounding onto the system. So whenever surrounding is doing work on the system, the work of compression is obtained, and we know work of compression is nothing but the positive work where energy of system increases. Therefore, if initial state internal energy is u1, it get increased whenever the system is heated. It also get increased whenever the work of compression is obtained. On the other hand, if we study the other case, let u1 is initial internal energy of the system. Whenever system loses heat, and undergo cooling. By cooling, what happens? System loses heat and its energy goes on decreasing. Loss of heat is minus q. So change in internal energy take place, decrease in internal energy take place. Whenever system undergo expansion, negative work is obtained, and we have studied that work of expansion is a negative work where energy of system decreases, so minus w. In these two cases, in this manner, we have studied that in the first case, internal energy of system goes on increasing by absorption of heat as well as by doing the work of compression from surrounding to system, and internal energy of the system get decreased by loss of heat and work of expansion by doing the work by system onto the surrounding. That is how a change in internal energy take place. With that, here we have seen what is internal energy and how a change in internal energy take place. Now based on that internal energy, there is first law of thermodynamics. Now see here, first law of thermodynamics. There are some theoretical statements of this first law of thermodynamics. At the start of this chapter, at start we have studied that thermodynamics deals with study of heat changes accompanying the chemical reaction. Thermodynamics deals with study of heat changes accompanying the physical transformation. Energy changes are studied in the thermodynamics. There I have told you that thermodynamics deals with the study of law of conservation of energy. It deals with the study of law of conservation of energy. So what is the law of conservation of energy? It is stated as energy can neither be created nor destroyed. Just one form of energy is converted into another form of energy, and the total quantity of energy remains constant because it is conserved. That law of conservation of energy statement is the first statement of first law of thermodynamics. At the start of this chapter, we have seen that chemical thermodynamics deals with the study of law of conservation of energy. So the statement of law of conservation of energy is the statement of first law of thermodynamics. Therefore, first law of thermodynamics is stated as energy can neither be created nor destroyed. Just one form of energy is converted into another form of energy. In second statement, energy of universe always remain constant. Energy of universe remains constant. While studying system and surrounding, we have seen that universe is made up of system plus surrounding, and there is imaginary or a real line which will separate the system from surrounding is known as boundary or border. Boundary. System plus surrounding is known as universe. We know that there may be various changes taking place in the system. System may lose heat, it may absorb heat, but that is the part of universe. Change in heat of system may take place. Change in heat of surrounding may take place. But if we take the summation, what happens? Summation is nothing but universe. If system loses heat, that is absorbed by the surrounding, or if system absorb heat, that is the loss of heat by surrounding. So if we consider system and surrounding as a whole, it is observed that the total energy of universe remain constant. Third, one more statement is there, that is about energy of an isolated system. Energy of isolated system remain constant. Three type of systems we have studied. Three type of systems: open system, closed system, and isolated system. What is open system? It is a system which will exchange energy as well as matter with the surrounding. What is closed system? Closed system is the system in which there is exchange of only energy take place, but matter remain constant. Matter cannot be exchanged. And isolated system is the system. Isolated system is a system in which there is neither exchange of energy nor exchange of matter take place. Those are the three type of systems we have studied. So what is isolated system? Isolated system is a system which will neither exchange energy nor exchange matter with the surrounding. Isolated system is not exchanging energy, that is not exchanging the matter also. Therefore, energy of isolated system remain constant, and the total energy of universe is remaining constant. Universe is nothing but a summation of system and surrounding. Therefore, total energy of system and surrounding remain constant as a whole. Those are the four theoretical statements of first law of thermodynamics. See it once again. It is the law of conservation of energy, that is, energy can neither be created nor destroyed. Just one form of energy is converted into another form of energy, and the total quantity of energy remain constant. Secondly, energy of universe remain constant. There may be change in energy of system take place or change in energy of surrounding take place, but as a whole, the summation of energy of universe, that is system and surrounding, remain constant. Three type of systems we have studied, and isolated system is a system which will neither exchange energy nor exchange matter with the surrounding. Therefore, the energy of isolated system remain constant, and the summation of total energy of system plus surrounding remain constant. Those are the four theoretical statements of first law of thermodynamics. Now let us see how the first law of thermodynamics can be formulated. Formulation of first law of thermodynamics. Let us see the formulation of first law of thermodynamics, that is, how the formula for first law of thermodynamics can be obtained with the help of internal energy, or in other words, it is the mathematical statement of first law of thermodynamics. Mathematical statement of first law of thermodynamics is nothing but formulation of first law of thermodynamics. So see over here how the change in internal energy take place. Just now I have told, just now we have explained it. We know that internal energy is the summation of all various forms of energy associated with the system. The summation total of all the various forms of energy associated with a system is known as internal energy of the system. So there we have studied internal energy is a state function, and change in internal energy delta U will be equal to U2 minus U1, where U1 is internal energy in the initial state of system and U2 is internal energy in the final state of the system, and difference between internal energy of final state and initial state is nothing but a change in internal energy delta U. It is a change in internal energy. Now, what is the initial state internal energy? U1. U1 is the internal energy of system in the initial state. We have to calculate internal energy in the final state of system. Suppose for final state internal energy is equal to U2. U2 is the internal energy in the final state. U1 is internal energy in the initial state. So U2 can be obtained from U1, where just we have seen the explanation that either U1 get increases or it may be decreasing. For increase in internal energy, we have studied that this internal energy U1 in the initial state can be increased whenever system is heated. Q plus we have seen the sign conventions. Sign conventions we have studied. What are the sign conventions? Plus Q means heat absorbed. Then minus Q means heat lost or heat released. Plus W, it is the work of compression. Means it is work done by surrounding to system. And minus W, it is the work of expansion. This is a work of expansion, means it is the work done by system to the surrounding. So whenever heat is absorbed, energy of system increases. So initial energy U1 again plus Q means heat is absorbed. So U1 get increased. Further, if the work of compression is obtained, plus W means that is work done by surrounding to system. At that time, due to plus W, energy of system increases. So initial internal energy is U1. It get increased whenever system is heated. It get increased due to the work of compression, and this total summation of all these three factors gives the internal energy in final state of the system U2. Therefore, from this now U2 minus U1 will be equal to Q plus W, and U2 minus U1, it is nothing but delta U. Therefore, delta U will be equal to Q plus W. It is the mathematical statement of first law of thermodynamics. This is the formulation for first law of thermodynamics. Here it is interesting to keep in mind that heat absorbed by the system Q is a path function. Work done is also a path function, but the summation addition of these two path functions is nothing but state function, because internal energy is a state function. The summation of two path functions is nothing but a state function, change in internal energy. That is the formulation, mathematical statement of first law of thermodynamics. We know that the total energy associated with the system delta U is a state function U2 minus U1, where U2 is internal energy in the final state of system, U1 internal energy in the initial state of system. We have to calculate U2 final internal energy. Initially it is U1, it get increased whenever system is heated, absorbing heat. It also get increased due to the work of compression. summation of these three will gives us the final internal energy U2. The difference U2 minus U1 is equal to Q plus W. This is known as delta U, change in internal energy, state function. So change in internal energy is equal to the summation of these two path functions. Q heat absorbed by the system is path function. W work done by the system, W work done on the system by surrounding, it is work of compression, it is also a path function, but their summation is a state function. That is the formulation for mathematical for the first law of thermodynamics, or known as mathematical statement of first law of thermodynamics. Now let us see first law of thermodynamics and different processes. First law of thermodynamics and processes. Just now, for the first law of thermodynamics, we have seen the equation that comes equal to delta U will be equal to Q plus W. It is the equation for first law of thermodynamics. Now let us see the process one by one. First type of process, isothermal process and first law of thermodynamics. Isothermal processes are the processes which are carried out at constant temperature. The processes carried out at constant temperature are known as isothermal processes. Therefore, change in temperature delta T is equal to 0. As temperature directly affects the magnitude of internal energy, therefore delta U is also equal to 0. And this is the equation for first law of thermodynamics. Since first law of thermodynamics, delta U is equal to Q plus W. For isothermal process, delta U is equal to 0. Therefore 0 will be equal to Q plus W, and Q will be equal to minus W, or W will be equal to minus Q. Now see the interpretation. The processes which are carried out at constant temperature are isothermal processes, for which change in temperature is 0. As temperature directly affects the magnitude of internal energy, therefore change in internal energy delta U also equal to 0. According to first law of thermodynamics, delta U is equal to Q plus W. Here delta U is 0, so equation will be 0 is equal to Q plus W, means Q is equal to minus W. What is the meaning of this equation? What is the meaning of this equation? Q is plus, means heat is absorbed, and W is minus, means is it work of compression or work of expansion? Work of expansion. So according to this equation, if heat is absorbed at constant temperature, there is the system undergoing expansion. Work of expansion is obtained by the system at constant temperature whenever heat is absorbed, and system does the work on surrounding because system undergo expansion. Other way, what is the meaning of this one now? It is plus W is equal to minus Q. Means at constant temperature, whenever the system undergo compression, the heat is lost from the system. Heat is released from the system, and that system undergo cooling. That is for the first law of thermodynamics and isothermal process. Now, second type of process and first law of thermodynamics. Like adiabatic process. We know what is meant by adiabatic process. The process in which no heat change takes place. Q is equal to 0. According to first law of thermodynamics, delta U is equal to Q plus W. Therefore, delta U is equal to 0 plus W means delta U will be equal to plus W. So, what is the meaning of this one? Or minus delta U is equal to minus W. So, whenever the heat of system remain constant, neither absorption of heat nor a release of heat take place. At that time, increase in internal energy results in work of compression, or decrease in internal energy results in work of expansion. Increase in internal energy plus delta U and plus W, work of compression. Decrease in internal energy minus delta U and minus W, that is work of expansion. So for adiabatic processes, those are the processes which are carried out at constant heat, no heat change take place. For those processes, increase in internal energy take place. At that time, there is the work of compression obtained, or decrease in internal energy is for the work of expansion. Now, third type of process. Let us see the third type of process. It is isochoric process. Isochoric process. The processes which are carried out at constant volume. The processes which are carried out at constant volume are known as isochoric processes. Therefore, no change in volume take place. Delta V is equal to 0. The processes carried out at constant volume for which change in volume is 0, delta V is equal to 0 are known as isochoric processes. Now, what is the first law of thermodynamics? Delta U is equal to Q plus W. We know the equation for W. W will be equal to minus P delta V. Substituting W over here, we can write this equation as delta U will be equal to Q minus P delta V, and now this delta V is 0. Since delta V is 0, this total factor becomes 0 and delta U will be equal to Q. So what is the interpretation now? What is the statement according to this equation? Whenever the process is carried out at constant volume, whatever the heat is absorbed, that is used just for increasing internal energy of the system. Because in this equation, it is plus Q is equal to plus delta U, or minus Q will be equal to minus delta U. From this statement, from this equation, how we can interpret it? Plus Q means heat is absorbed and plus delta U means increase in internal energy. So, if the process is carried out at constant volume, whatever the heat is absorbed by the system, totally it is used for increasing internal energy of the system. Or minus Q is equal to minus delta U means at constant volume, whenever internal energy of the system decreases, at that time system releases the heat. Loss of heat take place where decrease in internal energy is observed for the isobaric type of the process. And one more process, fourth process, isobaric process. For isobaric process, pressure is constant. Pressure is constant. Change in pressure is zero. What is the equation for first law? Delta U will be equal to Q minus P delta V, or it is delta U is equal to Q plus W. Since W is minus P delta V, therefore delta U is equal to Q minus P delta V. This is the equation. Nothing is zero. So what is the interpretation of this one now? Increase in internal energy is divided in two parts. One part is used for increasing heat of the system, and second part is used for the work plus W, work of compression. So that is there about the first law of thermodynamics and different processes. For isothermal processes which are carried out at constant temperature, delta T is equal to 0. This is the equation. Heat absorbed is used for work of expansion, that is work done by system to surrounding. For adiabatic process, where Q is 0, delta U is equal to W. Therefore, increase in internal energy results in work of compression. For decrease in internal energy results in the work of expansion. For isobaric process, change in volume is 0. There we have seen this equation, delta U is equal to Q, means whenever heat is absorbed, it is used for increasing the internal energy of system. And for isobaric processes carried out at constant pressure, finally we have seen the equation, delta U is equal to Q plus W.